Welcome to the Ocean Imagineering Studio. The exhibition just opened today, and we're going to be open until October the 1st. So there are two rooms. So first you'll be welcome in the main lobby, where there's an explanation that this workshop is an interim show. So the big show will be next August 2024, and this is to show you an insights of the process of creating those works. So please follow me. Here you'll find a short video that explains you the whole concept of how we're trying to make arts and design and engineering and science to be like one continuum and involve people locally to be part of inventing the solution. So it's all about climate change, and we're looking at 4 areas of technology. Indigenous outrigger, which is looking at traditional construction, the floating solar hydrogen to create new clean energy, the ocean train, modular ships, and the ship-shifting hull. So now you're going to see the actual prototype. Follow me.
Can I have a picture with you?
Ah, sure.
I saw your...
Yes.
Yeah, I want to be famous too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then take this study.
Some shirt, some guy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so the exhibition here is sort of like a work in progress. So it's not really like a real exhibition or like a workshop, it's kind of a mix of the two. And so here you can see the shape-shifting hull. So this one is about, can we make the boat to be more efficient by having to have a propulsion which is changing shape. So that's the shape-shifting boat principle. And so that's the experiment number 1. You can see here pictures of the many workshops that we have run. So we have run 3 days workshop for each of the activity. So you can see that these are all like kids workshops. And I explained to the kids the like basic idea, physics and mechanical principle, but then it's the kids to design their own design. They came up with their own designs. And so you can see that they came up with very kind of really creative and really crazy designs. So this is all from the kids. And so the idea is that the kids have the most imagination, yet we don't really tap into the imagination. And so what I'm trying to do here is to really not just entertain the kids, but really learn from them. So for example, this one is the second activity, ocean train. Is can we make boats like we build freight trains? So if you have more cargo, you can add more cars. So imagine you have a boat that is made of many cars like this. And the way we tested it is that we've added actual concrete weights inside of it. And so this is a kid's design. The kids competed against one another, and this was the design that won. And then we replicated it into 4 different modules. You see the initial designs were very, very different. Initial design were this kind of like diamond shape, and then we went for the next design were a triangle shape. They were triangle shape like this one. And so eventually we've opted for this kind of like this shape, because it had a lot of characteristics that are really good. It's got all these reinforcements, so even if it's very heavy, it will still hold. This joint was also developed by the students, and the idea of to add bamboo inside, that was also ideas from the kids. So we're trying to take the best, basically, of each of the students' idea. Yes. In the show, you will also see some sculpture that look very futuristic and that look a little bit like the building in which we are. They are not by the architect of the building, they are by my father, Cesar Harada. So Cesar Harada is a Japanese artist that settled in France, and he's doing this abstract sculpture. So these ones are made of stainless steel. So there's a big one here, and there's 2 more smaller ones over here. This area, you can see, is the tools that are actually used to work. So this is to represent the workshop. You're in my workshop, basically. they basically took my workshop and installed it in the museum for a short amount of time. And so here you can see more of my father's work and the book about his work and a documentary about the filmmaker Jean-François Even, French filmmaker, that explains his process and how everything he does is about the environment as well, and how sacred nature is. So a lot of the time he's shaped and inspired by organic designs. And this is the book that I wrote about my father, and you can come and check it out, and you can see more of my father's work in this book as well. So from the early works all the way to his more recent stuff. Then there's a corner here where you can actually get your hands dirty and get crafty. This is Mr. Harada himself, Cesar Harada, and that's Aster. Hello. We'll get back to them in a minute. And on this side here, this is the indigenous future outrigger. So indigenous future outrigger is that Singapore used to, I mean, it is a huge port, and it used to be full of wind-powered ships, and we have mostly lost this tradition. If you ask a Singaporean what is the most typical ship in Singapore, they're going to tell you a container ship. They're not going to tell you the Kolek or like the traditional ship that they used to have. So this one is like traditional inspired ships, and so the kids also built their own, and then they sold it in the fountains around the museum. And the last one is the floating solar hydrogen. So this is an ongoing project the idea is that Singapore or Indonesia, they have a lot of water, a lot of sun, could reproduce the green hydrogen at scale in the ocean and benefit local communities and ecosystem. So that's a question we ask. And then in the workshop we also explore those ideas, and we build a bunch of models how to explore this. So all in all, the overall message is that climate change is going to affect all of us, and we need a lot of creativity, the arts, and a lot of technology science to actually address those problems. And climate change is going to impact mostly coastal communities and young people, and especially indigenous people. So can we get those groups that are typically not represented to be part of the solution and not just being the victim? And so this is why we need the help of everybody to work and develop these open source solutions. So I hope you can enjoy the show, and thanks a lot. Bye.